Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Digilogue collection videos. In this one I want to talk about this Amiga 500. This is a computer that was donated to me to the collection about, I would say 4 years ago I got it. And it just came like this, no power supply, no mouse, but it did come with a A520 external hard disk. So I had to look for a power supply and all the cables required to connect them. And when I turn it on, the computer does work. However, when I attach the external power supply, the computer will not power up. So as you can see, it's also extremely dirty. Not all the keys work properly. It lost its original color. So what I want to do is I want to dedicate some time to open it up, clean it, possibly apply some retro bright on the outside cover, and then figure out why can I not connect the external hard disk, as well as gather all the other external peripherals that I might need for this. So it should be an interesting project. Stay tuned and see you next time when I have it working. As you can see, there is a lot of dirt under the keyboard. All this had to be cleaned before I do anything else with the machine. Now, to wash the keys themselves, which are very dirty, all I did is add a little bit of dish soap and then add very warm to hot water on top of that and just mix them a little bit until it starts bubbling up and leave it for about 8 hours soaking. When they were done, they were actually very clean and worked very well. The board itself is actually very clean inside, and it has 3 major upgrades. One is the processor speed increase to the left, and the extra memory to the right and bottom that allows to go from 512 kilobytes to almost 4 megabytes of memory. After about 8 hours of soaking, I rinsed the keys, and turned out that actually they cleaned very well. As you can see, everything is shiny and there are no more smudges or dirt whatsoever at all. Now onto the case itself. As you can see, it is very, very dirty after years and years of neglect. Not only we have residue of stickers being on it, but also just fingerprints, just general oily patches, just overall dusty and extremely, extremely dirty. And also, of course, yellowing from all that sun exposure. But before I do the RetroBrite treatment to it, I wanted to actually clean it. And as I wanted to actually be without any residue before I put it in the sun. So let's see how it turns out. This was the first time I've attempted to RetroBrite vintage computer, so it was a learning process for me. Unfortunately, the day wasn't very sunny, and in fact, we had a big storm later after a few hours. But I did manage to get what I think is the correct solution mix-up with half water and half hair agent, and I left it in the sun for about, I would say, 4 to 5 hours, and I kept turning the box around so that I get as much exposure as possible. so here we are at the moment. The computer is clean and working. It's very nice. I'm very happy with how the cleaning and assembly together worked. However, I did not get the A590 to work. It still stops the Amiga from powering on if the A590 is inserted in the Zorro bus. As you can see, I open it up. I have the original hard disk here. I'm trying with a different hard disk. I have the oscilloscope here measuring power and signals. I'm still stumbling. I don't actually know what's happening. So we're gonna just stop the video here. I'm gonna just do a second one because I want to talk about all the peripherals I had to set up, and I'm still getting some of them to get the Amiga on, such as power supply, mouse adapters, RGB to VGA converters, and so on. But yeah, here's where we are. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.